Hello and welcome to my health journey awesomely. I'm going to continue my talk on anxiety. This is kind of why I don't think anxiety is helpful. I don't know if I talked about that enough. I kind of made the assumption that you agree that anxiety isn't helpful, mostly because I spent most of my life uh, anxious and suffering from anxiety, mostly social anxiety, but my anxiety overall has been something that I felt has hurt my life more than helped my life. In fact, I don't think it's helped my life at all. In my mind, anxiety is this general feeling that things aren't going to work out, that there's a problem, that's something along the lines of, something bad is going to happen, this feeling that something bad is going to happen all the time. And as I talked about in the last video, it's thoughts, it's feelings, emotions, it's energy in motion, if you will. And those things take energy. Your brain uses something like 20% of your body's caloric energy. And to utilize one of your most important organs for something that does not help, in my opinion, isn't an efficient way of utilizing that energy. Thinking back in my life, anxiety has generally caused me to do bad things or things that I find unhelpful. Anxiety can lead to roads of depression. Anxiety, I think, can lead to depression. Anxiety also can lead to dependencies. Eating has been one of the ways I quell anxiety. As I said, anxiety is an action, it's something that you do, it's something that takes energy. And doing something that takes energy a lot of times can quell anxiety. It's one of the reasons why when you talk to some people who are really live really stressful lives where they just have to do things all day, such as, let's say, a single parent who's working multiple jobs, especially with a young child, they don't have time. They like, I don't have time to feel anxiety. They don't have time. They just have to continue do, and that's a completely different problem. And never mind, because I am someone blessed with too much time. Like I've never had kids, so I don't have that huge responsibility to take up a lot of my time, which gives me the pleasure, I guess, the privilege of having plenty of time to unnecessarily think about things that can go wrong in my life. I think that's one of the main differences between anxiety and worry. Is worry is you look at a specific thing in life and you just think of that bad thing happening over and over and over again, which can lead to anxiety overall. But anxiety is almost just kind of there about this constant feeling that things are going to go wrong, constant feeling that things aren't going to be helpful, which can lead to certain aspects of, it's really engaging your fight and flight mechanism all the time. And that just causes me in particular to live in a life, for me, flight. And that leads to me watching TV all day so I don't think about it, or uh, eating a lot. So instead of digesting, instead of feeling anxiety, I am digesting food. So I don't have to feel my feelings. I can eat them instead. And when you're eating a lot of food, that digestion takes energy, and then all of a sudden, well, I don't feel anxious anymore. Uh, Trying to get extra dopamine hit so I don't feel bad. That it leads to eating, overeating on cakes and ice cream. I pick eating a lot because obviously that's been one of my, in fact, my emotional eating is the thing that got me into therapy and nutritionist when I started this current health journey. Was just that going to food to quell my anxiety and my negative emotions. It could also lead to like drug addiction and alcohol addiction. In fact, social anxiety is someone who's gone out and utilized alcohol to reduce that social anxiety so I can, uh, you know, engage with people. And I can say 50%, 20% of the time I have a great time, 60% of the time is okay, and then 20% of the time generally ends sometimes pretty not good, and sometimes, luckily, nothing like permanent has happened. But I've made a lot of bad decisions on alcohol in my lifetime, and I'm fine with not drinking as much. One of the side effects of Manjaro, I want to drink less. just don't have the desire. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I don't need to drink. But like, not dealing with anxiety can lead to a lot of bad things in your life. And I think it's important to get like a handle on anxiety. And I'd say handle because I don't think working on getting rid of anxiety is a good idea. And I'll talk more about that on next video. But I do think being able to deal with and handle the action of anxiety in a way that will cause it to reduce its effectiveness, and a lot of times be able to let it go those ancient anxiety thoughts of problems that may happen but probably won't. In fact, I have been wrong way more times. The problem is that 0.1% chance of it happening. So things do happen, which kind of help the anxiety, but the millions of bad things that I imagine going wrong consistently in my life didn't, a vast majority of them didn't happen. And when that bad thing happened, anxiety never helped me deal with it, and it never prepared me to deal with it. It's never helped me deal with it. And more importantly, I wasted all that time feeling bad where I could have felt good, and the thing happens, then I just have to deal with it. It's just robbing me of joy. And I don't want to rob myself of joy any longer. And if I can help people live a little bit more joy in their life, in fact, if I ever write another book, it's called Maximizing Joy. And I think one way to maximizing joy is to just reduce anxiety and reduce the amount of energy you put into it. So that's why I'm making this series overall. Thank you, Judy, for reminding me. I just made the assumption of why I wanted to talk about it, and everyone would be like, oh yeah, anxiety sucks. But, what happens when you assume. Anyways, thank you for watching. I love you for who you are, and as always, you are worthy.